out today with Mountain Empire Community College has come out today to be with us and has done a drone flyover for us today. And we're particularly glad to have them with us here today at Fannin Farms. And we took on this partnership last fall to grow this barley as kind of a test. We followed our last year's corn crop with this barley molten. We're hoping it'll molten. We're going to have a molten barley crop. Hopefully the 25th of June is our estimated date that we're hoping to harvest. If everything goes good and the grain will do that, we're hoping to do the 25th if that would work. But then we're going to follow that crop with soybeans. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to rotate these three crops and be able to be a success going toward the future. So we'll just have to wait and see what the weather does and just exactly how this matures. And then hopefully we'll see the end of the month, we'll know what our grain is going to turn off. With today's flyover with the drone, we're hoping to see exactly what our grain yields are going to be before we even harvest the grain. The gentleman from Mountain Empire indicates that he's going to be able to give us a report on just exactly what our bushels per acre is going to be in advance of even being able to harvest the crop. So we're anxious to see what he's got to offer in the next couple of days. Looking forward to this being a great event, and hopefully we'll see other folks that be ready to do the same kind of thing in maybe the fall, and hope that we can promote this program and others will be able to see that it could be a success for them too, as it has been for us. So we're anxious to see just exactly what happens.
Appalachian Grains is proud to partner with our farmers here in Pennington Gap, the first to really step up and see the opportunity to grow malting quality barley and supply that specialty grain all over Virginia. We're excited to partner also with Mountain Empire Community College, who is the first community college in Virginia to have a drone-based smart farming program and associate's degree. And today, with Mountain Empire Community College's help, this will help our farmers understand this process better, and we'll see maybe even stronger yields in the future. We have a partnership with Brooks Grain in Louisville, Kentucky, and we'll be trucking it there, having it processed, tested to see if it meets the malting quality standard, and that's a variety of factors from the size and texture and moisture content. And if it meets the specs, then we'll get it malted with our partner in Asheville, North Carolina, Riverbend Malt House. At that point, we've got the grain, and we're reaching out to breweries all around Virginia, not just locally in Southwest Virginia, but we've got breweries we're talking to in Northern Virginia and Hampton Roads and in the Richmond area. Our goal is to start with a number from this year and prove that this grain is competitive price and quality from what they're getting from the Midwest. And our goal is to show that it's important to think about food miles, reducing food miles, and that we can support local farmers and local product in Virginia.
Okay, I'm Fred Coburn from Mountain Empire Community College, and we've been doing drones since the summer of 2015. We actually taught the first drone class I ever taught at a community college in Virginia the summer of 2015. That was in conjunction with the first delivery of medical supplies done by Flirty at Wise County Airport. They actually helped me design the courses that we've been teaching. We decided somewhere along the way that we needed to look into farming along with infrastructure inspection, and we thought the future of drones would really be more so in infrastructure inspection and farming than it would be in pizza delivery. So we've developed a program that's essentially a year long to allow students to get hands wet, get down and dirty, and learn how to actually process the data necessary to maintain a farm, how to essentially use precision farming techniques to deliver fertilizer, pesticide, herbicide to just a single location in a field, not spray the entire field. And we're doing that with the use of agricultural drones, drones like this one over here that are multispectral cameras for studies of plant health and plant density, so that you can decide. Another thing that we're looking into is plant yield. Essentially, evidently, it's very good if a farmer can predict exactly how much grain they will produce in a field early in the season, so that they can talk to their lenders and their borrowers and their suppliers and all buyers. So we're going to use LiDAR to measure the height of plants, and in that we can be able to produce a good estimate of the yield. of the whole thing. So it's a total program. The idea is to get the students out on at least 2 courses of full-time farm work, doing actual hands-on, and the other courses, of course, are just building, maintaining, and flying, and getting your license to fly the drone. First steps, of course, are always to inspect your drone. If you notice here, I've been running a 2-page checklist. I always use checklists. Right at the first thing you want to do, you want to look at your drone very carefully. Make sure that all the bolts, nuts, and things are tight on the little guy. You want to check your propellers, make sure they're mounted on good and tight. You want to check your battery, make sure it's in good and tight. Check your camera. Take your lens cover off. It is really terrible to look up at your mission and go, wow, that'd probably work better if I had this off. Right? So take your lens cover off. In our situation here, the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that everyone's away from the drone, of course, and I'm going to actually activate the drone. Energizing the drone actually provides energy to the camera. And the idea is I've got to set the camera first before we take off on a mission, right? So I've powered the drone up for no other reason than to turn the camera on. Now that I have the camera turned on and it's facing the right direction, check to make sure you have an SD card in the camera. You don't really like to record things and not record anything. So that's a terrible thing to do. Believe it or not, this camera is a Wi-Fi device. So right now I'm going to actually log on to my camera through Wi-Fi. If you'd like to see, I'm actually talking to the MECC camera right now. So I'm going to tell the camera that I want it to take a picture every 1.5 seconds. 1.5. I'm trying to get 1.5. 1.5. There we go. Every 1.5 seconds, my camera is going to take a picture for us as we go along here. And I'm going to turn the camera on. Now the camera is starting to take pictures automatically every 1.5 seconds. Right? After you get that completed, you can go away from the camera. You don't need him anymore, and you can run some kind of application. If you look at it from the side, you'll notice I actually have the camera leaning forward just a little bit. As the drone flies, it's actually going to lean just a little bit. And the idea is to keep the camera as close to straight down as possible. So you want to try to get within 5 degrees of straight down, so you sort of estimate what the drone's going to lean like depending on what speed. We're going to be flying 11 miles an hour to do this whole thing. It's going to take 16 minutes to do the whole thing if we're lucky. Right now, we're 100% battery. We've got 16 satellites for location. Our home point has been updated, so it knows exactly where it's at, so we can come back home at any time. And we're ready to launch the mission. What it's going to do now, it's going to download the GPI coordinates to the drone. It's going to go to 122 feet. We hope. And it's going to head for that corner up there. We hope. Normally it would take off full speed. I've got it set to do 11 miles an hour all the time, so it won't just take off with waste battery going full tilt. You can see here that you can see where it's at all times. It's actually traveling on this little line here. You can see it moving along. And it's always going to keep the camera or the nose pointing the direction it's flying. So as soon as it gets over that corner, it's going to rotate to the left. We hope. Or it's going to take off toward Jonesville, who knows? By law, of course, we can only fly as far as we can see. We have to keep the drone inside at all times so that we can take evasive action. I can remove any stick here and it stops this mission instantly, and I can take over control. So if a helicopter comes in or something happens, we have to get out of the way. Everything has a right of way above us. If a paper airplane comes flying in, I'm supposed to dodge it. Essentially, right? That's how low I'm on the totem pole. But right now, it's automatically taking 5 images every second and a half. Which is giving us plenty of overlap. You shoot for 65% overlap between one pistol and the next. So that when the switching program stitches it back together and geo-references it, you can get a real good accurate stitch. If you come right down to this side right here where the sun starts, come back again. We actually don't even do this if you can not throw it away. The mission's been loaded into the drone, totally just GPS coordinates. Go here, go there, go here, go there, go here, go there, come back.
And then it'll just land by.
Come right back here really close. I mean, the GPS is only actually it's usually pretty accurate.
Get you.
As you see, the camera's pretty straight down. I got the lean just about right. The students and I have done this a whole lot, so we're getting better at it as we go along. We've also found out about iPads. They overheat terribly in the hot sun if you hadn't ever been out with an iPad. Looks like it knows where it's going though. What's really cool is when you stand here, it's going to look like it's going to go too far. It always, when you stand here, it seems like it goes behind you, and then it comes right down where it cut off in. So it's like, stop, please, stop, stop.
Woo! Close enough.
We survived.